right, and then the last one is Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. I know who you like in that fight. Have you been keeping up with any of their dealings?
Well, I've been watching. It's probably hype. That whenever the two of them together, it's always like it's getting ready to break off into a fight. But to a certain degree, I think a lot of that is pre-fight hype that's used to help generate the enthusiasm. So a lot of times when I see that kind of stuff, I don't really get that emotionally charged in it because, after all, they trying to sell a fight. And if an argument between the two of them can generate more enthusiasm and make more people want to see this fight, then they supposed to do that. You're supposed to try to get everybody as interested in this fight as possible. Sometimes you have people that's not true boxing fans see two guys getting ready to fight, and they say to themselves, "Oh man, I gotta see this. This gonna be a fight." So it's advertisement, and you have to advertise and you have to sell yourself. So hopefully it will be a good fight. In that particular fight, though, if you make me go have a choice, I'm gonna have to go with Benavidez.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I think his style of leaning in and the ability to throw multiple combinations and fighting in the inside, I think that's going to be one of the keys to his victory, because he throws a lot of punches in the inside, short punches. They don't look like they hurt, but they seem to have a devastating effect on his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all the way on the other side of the fence. I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped. I wouldn't be surprised. I ain't gonna say he's gonna knock him out, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped him. I wouldn't. No, I'm saying I'm on the side of Caleb. I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb stopped this dude, man. I'm just waiting to. I just can't wait to see. I just can't wait to see the levels be exposed in this one, man. Like Benavidez, to me, he's a come forward, aggressive. He's always been bigger, stronger, maybe faster hands. But his technique suck, his feet work suck. I mean, he really don't have no defense. And the last two people who really doubted Caleb Plant, he put him on their back pockets. One of them he stopped, he knocked him out, and the other one he just put on his back pockets like 3 times because they didn't respect him as being who he is because of the sweet hands. My only caveat is if his hands hold up and if he don't fold late or give into the pressure late like he did with the Canelo thing. I still have some trust issues with that, but in this one, I'm riding with Caleb, and I can't really wait to see how David Benavidez is going to deal with the footwork and have to be defensively responsible the whole time when he's trying to, when he get frustrated, like how when Danny was boxing Jose Jr. When he was boxing Jose Jr. and Jose Jr. got all frustrated. He was like, "Come on, fight!" Like basically fight. And so when he get frustrated like that, I want to see how David Benavidez is really going to handle that, other than just coming forward and doing that little amateur style thing he do with his fists. I just think that when I look at his opponents, man, when I go back and do that resume X-ray, man, that resume was looking shaky, man. And then you take on, the fact that he had the recreational use where he lost the belt, and then he had the weight thing where he lost the belt.
And he had some personal issues, some demons that that hurt him personally. But hopefully, he's on the road from redemption from that type of behavior. Because, that type of thing is self-destructive. You could be the best fighter in the world, but if you fall victim to some of that type of abuse that you do to yourself, it can hinder your ability to ever reestablish yourself, and it can hinder you. But okay, hopefully this won't be the case for him. That, you know, he'll go back and he can be, you know, the fighter that he's capable of being. Now, the way you mentioned how he do that little infighting and all those combinations, he reminds me of another fighter that would do that. And he was such a finesse fighter that fighters just could not beat him during his era. And that was Joe Calzaghe. You ever seen Joe Calzaghe fight?
Just highlights, really. I've never really sat and watched the whole one.
But that's the way Calzaghe fought. And people during his time could not beat him. Bernard Hopkins couldn't beat him. None of these guys could beat him. And he wasn't a knockout fighter. He was just a finesse fighter that just kept on throwing punches. And Calzaghe never lost a fight. And he retired as an undefeated fighter. And I see some shades of Benavidez, the way he puts a guy against the rope and the way he throw those. They don't really look like tough punches. They look more like shoe shine style punches. But Calzaghe would throw a lot of punches once you go against the ropes, and he would tend to dominate people. And he just was in good physical shape, and he could do that for the whole fight. So it was difficult to beat Calzaghe, which nobody did.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. I'm saying he's formidable. He's formidable. He is. When I look at it, I'm like, experience-wise, David Benavidez has not been in there with anybody with the footwork that Caleb Plant has. And Caleb Plant has been in the fight with Canelo under all of that pressure, like under all of them lights. David Benavidez has been the benefactor of everybody calling him a monster. He even saying, yeah, my new nickname is the Mexican Monster because Tyson gave it to me. I think he's reading his newspaper clippings. We're gonna see. Yeah. We're gonna see, because we know that cutting off the ring is something that you gotta be able to do tactically. And we're gonna see if you're gonna be able to cut that ring off, and if Caleb ain't gonna be able to just punch him at will and then, you know, sit down on some of them things. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a real 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? This is a real 50-50 fight, in my opinion. This is a real legitimate 50-50. It's just, if I'm gonna put some money down, I'm gonna put it down on Plant, you know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. I'm trying not to, you know, it's a little ways out, but you know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good matchup. But you know what? It's time for Benavidez to really be matched up with a competitive fighter anyway. It seemed like some of the fights that we wanted to see him with seem to have eluded us.
That's a good way to put it. They sure did. They sure did. Because we were supposed to see Andre and Benavidez, but you know, we didn't see it. But they gonna get it on, man. I hope nobody don't do anything silly, you know. And look up Stephen Breadman Edwards, man. I like his take on boxing. I think he's, you know, right up under those big names like the Derrick James and the, you know, Coach Calvin Ford, like right up under them names like that. Coach Kevin Cunningham. I think he's in that wave, that next wave of people that we're gonna be talking about for a while, man. Like I listened to him and the way he break down fighters, his look at the game, even his temperament after all of that stuff that was in the press. He had the same, basically you said how he acted, you know, the way you said, I'm not gonna get too emotionally charged, you know what I'm saying? I think he even yawned in the interview, like he even yawned, was like, look, where I'm from, we don't get aroused by all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta fight, you know what I'm saying? And come fight night, they say they in shape, we in shape too, you know what I'm saying? We gonna see on fight night, you know, that's basically what he said. So I'm like, ooh, he talking spicy without even saying too much, you know?
Yeah, and you know what, to tell you the truth, technically, that's all that really need to be said for real.
Yep. I like it. You know what I'm saying? But when you got to go back and listen to him when he actually talking about the X's and O's and how he talk about breaking, because he'll talk about other fighters, and he's had some of the best illustrations, and the logic behind what he's saying make a lot of sense, man. I like when he get in front of the camera and he's actually talking about the X's and O's, man. He know what he's doing, man, and you can see the imprint he has on his fighters, because remember, he had that guy Kyron Davies, who fought David Benavidez, so he has the up on him because he's had a fighter that was in the ring with him. Now that was a 154 pounder moving up, but he was in the corner up against David Benavidez and his father, so he already know. And Kyron, he had some success early on. It was short notice, and he's really a 54 pounder. Like, it was short notice, and he's not in that weight class. He's a 54, you know. So
Right.
Breadman got the up on that, you know, having coached him before, so he got intel. He know, you know, he's seen it. He's been in the corner of it, so you know, it'd be good to, in the meantime, in the build up, you might want to check that out.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I just had to pick your mind. I try to give you some time, couple days in between, man, because I don't be trying to bombard you, because you know, when boxing, some of the fighters and some of the fights you might not really be into like that. So, you know, I gotta let it build up a little bit, then you come drop them jewels.
Exactly. Give me a chance to, you know, research what you talking about, and then I have an opportunity to really analyze and have a good perspective on what it is, the information I'm gonna give you back and what I really think on it.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, shoot, enjoy your evening. I appreciate you, man. I'll hit you up. I'll be sending you stuff as usual.
Okay, then. That sounds good.
Enjoy your evening.
All right, Knight.
All right.